Okay. IPI in the new economy is being considered as a knowledge economy because today is the way the strategic value of the intellectual property is coming to the very important way because we are staying in the knowledge economy. Strategic value of the IP is basically based on research work done by us, invention we do, innovations we get it, artistic creation we are doing it, literature work or any type of the human mind activities are done based on the creativity is being assigned the intellectual property. There is a normally the people are asking me the question that does the patent include our copyrighted material or not? When we try to be look to the broad parameters in India, we have the 6 to 7 acts are there. Those details have been given to you. And among that, one of the act is on the Copyright Act. So before we proceed further, we should know the strategic value of the IP and how it's applied to our research, invention. I use the words our because I am one of the academician and the researcher. Invention or innovations and your artistic creations. Generally, people used to be doing the IPI with respect to the scientific activity, and that's why in your slide I have shown it. The chemical reaction work is done. You will learn about 5 types of IPI in this discussion, and we will get the quantity and type me IPI rights. Normally, we used to say that what are the kinds of property we have. Then kinds of property nowadays in knowledge economy we bifurcate into the 3 categories. I think I'm audible to everyone to you. Is going to be movable. Okay. Is going to be movable property, immovable property like a land and building, movable property like car, pen, furniture is also coming under the property and intellectual property which specifically includes the literary works and the invention. So intellectual properties are bifurcated into 2 categories. Number one, industrial property and human mind property based on utilizations, you can say it. Copyright is a human mind creativity happen to an extreme level. Industrial property is going to be related to trademarks, pattern, design, taste secrets, and geographical indications. That is GI tag. As we know, our present Prime Minister is working on the GI tag and tries to be say that we can get the certain products having copyrighted. So intellectual property system was developed to make its intended beneficial contribution to the economic and social welfare. That's one of the very important thing that economically and socially we are going to be at a better way, and it plays the vital role in extending the timeless services. There is a time John is going to be long enough, like when we say the copyright of the literature work, it is being available for author's life plus additional 60 years. So what you can say that it is going to be the nearly timeless services going for something when we say the geographical indication product, then beginning it is 10 years, then every time it is renewable for next 10 years time. So Intellectual property is basically covered under the multinational laws to make a balanced and fair procedures through the TIPS agreement made at a global level. That is the related aspect of intellectual property right. Now we say what is meant by IPRs. So IPI is basically indicating the two words. One is intellectual property and second is going to be the intellectual property right. Any creation of the human mind, like intangible products, then those creations have the value and as with on property, it needs to be protected. So it is coming to the intellectual property. Any creation of human mind. As we know, mm, the Gandhiji's own literary work were previously covered under copyright. But after his death and as the 60 years is being completed, those are being now open to public to get it published in their own way. That is a recent example we have of the Mahatma Gandhiji. Intellectual property right gives them the protection as well as helping them to exploit and control their intellectual property. Now, these intellectual property rights are exclusively granted by the state and prevent the other people from using it, manufacturing it, distributing it, and getting the commercial benefits of that. So, process, applications, new and original design. That is novelty and originality is the one of the very important thing. So they are going to be the right owners and right holders. So the person who invented it, the intellectual property is known as the right owners. IP chain is basically coming under the five different ways as an activities. Creation of activities, you create something, you innovate something, and then try to make it commercialization. Like when I say that my postdoctoral research, I did modern approach of accounting, which was a creation done, innovations have been done, and finally it is being commercialized through the Oxford University base. So at that particular point of time, there is a protections agreement in the form of copyright having happened. So this is a protection, and you can enforce your act. So intellectual property is basically the intangible ways you cannot see it. You can realize it, you can understand it, you can feel it, but it is intangible, easily appropriated and reproduced. This is the one of the very important point. As all of we are knowing it that nowadays the e-book and the technology have made that you can scan the whole, you can go by scan down the scanning of the whole book or certain parameters and then you reproduce it. And the marginal cost of production is negligible. Role of the IP as an creator is going to be of the two to three way. Number one is going to be provide you the economical rights of creators. Creators are getting economical right. They have the capacity to get the commercial exploitations. They can make the capital expenditures on that. like for the production or anything, there is a capital expenditure is to be done. Whenever any necessary work is to be done, then it is going to be edited, then typesetting is being done, optical character header format is going to be created. That is capital expenditure. In case of electronic product or any scientific based product, there is going to be the transfer of technology. Through the GI, geographical indications, we are going to be how the cultural development is being happen. Like from the Gujarat, the Kutchi product have got a GI tag also. The IP protection is given for capital expenditure for the new products, research and development activities, marketing and advertisement. You can do it once it is in your name. No fee notice means no one can free of charge use your product. Is going to be maintain the non-followers and the profit. So IP as a product can be shown by you, can be bought, can be niche or rent. You can send it, you can bought it, you can niche or rent it, or you can pass under a win. Like as an author, when I made my win, in my win I very categorically say that it pass on the own rights to my family members. And it can be aside, means you can give it for some period the exclusive right to someone. So basic features of IP when we try to be look into, it is going to be the distinctive uniformity and stability. Is going to be give the same level of uniformity and certain level of the stability. It is going to be based on novelty, means new parameters. Originality means the IP right holder owners or right holders have originally worked it. It is non-functional property in the way that once the right owners decide to not to allow the other parties, and he will also not do it on that, then it is going to be not functional, non-functional, and is get the reputations due to originality. Whenever there is a trade secrets having happened, it supports you for the unlawful access. So it's a very important trademark and trade secrets. Trademark is basically indicating the trade originality, while the trade secret is indicating the process secrecy, or we can say the composition of a particular product or so it is going to be done. So pattern, now I come one by one to the each thing. Pattern, now friends here one thing that I am going to go up to the certain slide, then I have given some slides in this show, in this presentation for your references, because no provisions are being going to be discussed by me in short considering the time parameters, but in detail the legal aspects have been given. A patent is a monopoly rights is being given by you for an invention done by an individual. By the government, it is going to be protected. Here we are assuming that the government authority will provide justice to you to the inventor or his or her assignee is going to be benefited. It is going to be for an limited period and is valid within the country of grant. So here the very important thing is coming. What is the difference between discovery and the invention? Discovery means something is already there in existence and we try to find out its utilization or make it known to the society is the discovery. Like Watson and Crick have discovered the DNA chain. DNA was already there, DNA chain was already there, but it was discovered by someone. While invention, which is the created by someone on their own. Like Thomas Edison have invented the night bulb. So intellectual property rights, among that intellectual property as per the government of India's guidelines being said, industrial property and copyrights and united rights. So I say that the people used to be asked me that does the copyright covered or not? Yes, it is covered under the IPR, intellectual property. The patents are coming for the industrial property. Industrial property cover the industrial designs, patents, trademarks. Is also going to be cover the trade secrets, geographical indications, layout designs of semiconductor ICs like that I have given the example, layout example, and plant varieties and pharmaceutical. I think you may have read it before 2 to 3 days ago in the newspaper it has come that one of the individual person have worked out and test out the 600 types of roses to be planted. So it's basically the plant varieties. Some farmers can have their own varieties of the product. So this is the way it is being done. IP is needs to be protected with an intention because it is an asset and can be exploited by the owners for commercial gain because they are going to be get the commercial gain from the same. IP owner can stop others to manufacture and send the product in the same way. Then IP owner can send and license the IP owners for commercial use. And that's going to be the one of the very important thing that how it is going to be happen. And that's going to be the very important points in the Norman cases. So IP owner can send or license the product. IP can be used to establish the goodwill and brand value in the product. Like our Central Drug Research Institute of Lucknow, they have obtained 7 IPs, 7 patents they have got it. Of that, the Dr. Sharma, who has been one of the very important scientists, who has developed so many drugs. So it's established a legal and ownership right for him. Kinds of technology we have is basically coming with respect to the patent, that is to protect the technologies. You can have the patent can be available, for which there is a patent act in India is there. Trademark is basically to protect the words, signs, logos, labels, and that covered under the Trademark Act. Designs to protect outer ornamental configuration, means whatever the design of the product have been created, like we can say that specific softboard pen have been developed. The design of that, where the need is going to be of different type, so that it can display the thing properly, is covered under design. GI to that is geographical indication, is to protect the region specific product, for which in India we have the geographical indications of goods act. Copyright to protect the literature and artistic works. On this IPR having the territorial right. Intellectual property is basically the creation of mind, invention, literary and artistic work. You can use the symbols also, names also, and image also to commercialize your product. Copyright honors literary work like novel, poem, plays, films, music, artistic work, architecture work, recording and the broadcast television program, everything is covered under copyrights. Intellectual property rights are like any other property rights, and there is an investment have been done by the creators of the same, maybe in terms of money, mind, or time. Not necessarily every time the investment is done in monetary terms. The importance was first recognized in the Paris Convention in the year 1883. So it's a very important thing to understand that this IPI is not today's word. It's basically started from the 1883. And that agreement having come into existence in the year 1994. The establishment of World Trade Organization as a result of institutionalization have been done of the framework, and the tips 10 related intellectual property rights setup have been done, and they set a time frame within which country were required to make changes in their law. So tips have said that you make a changes in your law. In India, we have the intellectual property system in India is protected and monopolized under the provisions of different acts. Like one is Patent Act, which was started in the year 1970, Trademark Act, year 99, Copyright Act, 1957, Design Act in the year 2000, Geographical Indication of Goods, Registration and Protection Act, 99, Trade Secret Act, 2023. Protection of Integrated Circuit Layout and Design Act 2000. Then the agricultural products have been given a specific protections under the Act named as Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Act 2002. There may be some additional act may be coming under the white paper of the government is going on. Patents. Now we start our discussion. Patents is an intellectual property right is being given to the inventor. But see, the patent rights are available up to 20 years only. Nowadays the UGC is saying, according to the NEC accreditation policies, that certain patents have to be done. But those patents are going to be up to the 20 years. And that is where, somewhere, the thought-provoking process is coming that literary works are not being covered under the patent. And that's resulted into the academicians and researchers goes on the different way, not concentrating on the important factors. What is the reason for issuing the patent? To stimulate the inventive genius and entrepreneurial energy of the common man. Number of times we used to study and come across that some of the engineering students or so, they are developing some product variation or process variations resulted into farming is done properly. People are using the drone to spray the fertilizer, urea on the farm. Patent Act is basically a machine manufacture process or composition of matter can be patented. Very importantly, Patent Act says that a machine manufacture product which can be manufactured, sorry, process or composition of matter can be patented. But it should satisfy three criteria. It should be novel, non-obviousness, and the utility of the same should be there. So, novelty must not have been previously described or known. Means something is coming on your own, what previously not described by someone or known to someone. Utility, it must function as intended. So the patent can be used as the name of the patent without any utility has no meaning. Non-obviousness, that idea should be new. I think one of you are aware, second is I am aware that nowadays people are selling their patent by number 1, 2, 3 and making money. But which is not being correct and the ethical things, because when we try to be looks into it, it is going to be make Hano, Hano.